Welcome back to part two. I was just talking to Andrew Diamond here about his trading experiences. Andrew, is there anything more we can delve into on these cryptocurrencies then? So you've got, you're still active in them, but you don't feel that some of the big ones, such as Bitcoin, maybe have the right value at this stage?
That's the way I look at it, yes.
Right, okay. And but it's interesting. What I find is interesting. You and I a show earlier on this year, a trading show, and they had some so-called cryptocurrency experts there, and you were sat in there listening to them and shaking your head, weren't you? Is there a lot of people out there just who claim to be experts who are not?
I think the problem is so many of these so-called cryptocurrency experts are looking at it as an investment, and that's not what it was designed to do. Because if the price is going up, if the price is fluctuating, I think they rate Bitcoin as 8 times as volatile as gold, 18 times more volatile than the S&P. If it's that volatile, it's useless as a currency. Because you can't buy and sell it if you don't know what it's worth tomorrow or next week or next month.
Yep.
So they're sort of destroying the original idea behind blockchain.
Yep.
I think the technology behind it, as some of the car manufacturers are starting to use it in other ways besides it being a currency, the blockchain technology is here to stay.
Yep.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And it's just the ones that see it through these few years. But so many are just looking to, they see Bitcoin double in value and it's about piling in. That's really not what it was designed for or what it's about.
No. All these people remortgaging their houses to buy in, it was always going to be a bit
all these
scary.
Johnny-come-lately experts that
exactly,
spent the last 2 years and suddenly learned about it.
Okay, so talking of Johnny-come-lately, you've been trading for a year now, so you're a master of the currency markets. Tell us a little bit about your experience. So you've only been actively trading currency, you've quit, you've sold your business, you're in a nice position, and you've given yourself 2 years to learn currency trading. And how's it been going over this first 12 months or so?
Yeah, so I can't remember where, but I read a quote from you. I read a piece a few years ago from yourself listing the sort of qualities you needed: stubbornness and determination. Ran it by the wife. She said, "Yep, you're stubborn. Yep, you're determined. Yep, you're always right."
Well, that's a danger in the markets. We can't always be right, but yeah.
So I thought this could be something I could do, and it's something that interests me. And to be honest, if something interests me, I'll put my all into it.
Yeah.
So I started a year ago, as you say. So sold the business. I read, sorry, going back to the original, read a quote somewhere that you had written that said you would need 2 years to understand the technicals behind it. So I thought, right, okay, 2 years. So if I can get myself debt-free and have 2 years of income, by the end of it, I should be able to get profitable. I've managed to scale back the requirements I need to live on, hugely.
Yeah.
So don't need to rely on it massively.
Yeah. Okay, and so 12 months in, how are you getting on? How is that learning process going?
Well, I started it with the goal of it being a learning experience, and if I didn't lose money, then it would be what seemed to me like a cheap learning experience. Obviously, paying someone for a year's worth of tuition is never going to come cheap. So I've had that from EzeeTrader for a year.
Nice plug there. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'll pay you later. But yeah, go on.
It's been fascinating to find that the trader I thought I would be is not the trader I am.
Okay.
But looking back at my personality and my previous experience, it's always been obvious what sort of trader I'd be, but I had to spend the year to find that. And to be honest, the year, again, has just been one massive learning experience. So now I'm starting the second year, I feel that I've got a really good chance of becoming consistently profitable.
What I think is quite nice with what you've just said is you didn't get into trading with this first year of thinking, I've got to make money. I need to make money. I want to make X amount or whatever, like a lot of people who get into trading. You've gone into it with a different mindset, a longer term mindset where you've said, I'm going to spend this first year or two just learning. And if I can get through those 2 years without really losing any money, anything else is a bonus, but it's all really about me learning, going through that learning process. So focusing on the process of trading rather than the profitability, and hopefully the profits will come on the back of it. So you've got 12 months down the line, you haven't lost any money. but you've gained a lot of experience.
Yeah. So I haven't really made any money, but I said it was never about that. I do have a huge ego, and I can be very arrogant, but I wasn't arrogant enough to think I can pick this up and do it overnight and be as good as somebody who's been trading many years like yourself.
Yeah.
So it was more about let's learn from the people who've been trading for years,
and what have you
hopefully
found? Yeah, go on.
not make a bit of learn and not make the mistakes that they've made.
So what have you found out about yourself? Because you said that it was obvious the sort of trader you should have been, but that's not how you got into it, is it?
So there is an element of impatience in my personality. So I always assume that day trading with the quick rewards would be the one I would like, the style of trading I would like, and it turns out it's not. I much prefer the mental challenge of swing trading. I much prefer being able to do a lot of research and a lot of analysis beforehand. And I think, however the trade plays out, you get a greater satisfaction of thinking, I put all the effort in and the result is entirely down to me. Whereas with obviously shorter term trading, it can be a fluctuation, some news can come out and it can spike either way. So that, that's not, you have no control over that.
Yeah.
I think having a tendency to be controlling is one of the reasons.
Right, okay. And so you've got to this point where it's only taken you a year, and a lot of people, it takes them a lot longer than that actually to really define what they want from trading, what sort of person they are, how they're best suited to trading, and what sort of style suits them. So you've already gone through that now. So it's really just plain sailing from here, I guess, in your learning process at least anyway.
In the learning process.
It's something interesting you said earlier on though, was that you said about the qualities you felt that you needed to be a trader, and the fact that stubbornness and some other things I think you mentioned. What is it you think that defines you then? What do you think that makes you think that you're going to succeed at this versus someone else? Because everyone who gets into trading thinks they're going to succeed at it, but we know that loads fall by the wayside. So what is it that you feel is going to make you different?
Determination.
Right.
I think it's one big factor. Because even in a year is a very short time, but even a year, the ups and downs, I think we're having the previous experience with the business, especially having a business in China, because things change so rapidly, and you do have these big ups and downs throughout the business. So I've become better at coping with that. So the big swings in your P&L and your equity in trading, I can cope with that a lot.
So actually, you just mentioned big swings. Is there any that come to mind? I don't want to know about actual personal levels, but are there any trading experiences that you've garnered over this last year that you can say, do you know what, that was a milestone learning experience for me on any particular trade or anything like that? Where you've mentioned some swings. So
some of the longer term swings, Aussie dollar recently.
Okay, yeah. 6
or 7 weeks into the trade.
Yeah.
To watch it, hundreds of pips up in a trade, and then to come all the way back up. And I totally understand why people see it. It looks inevitable. It's going to go and stop you out, but you just have to live through it. So
you were in a profitable trade. It retraced back against you, but you had to sit with it. It didn't stop you out, and ultimately it's now running for you even as we speak. Is that what you're?
Yes.
Right. Okay. And it takes a lot of patience, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
That's a good thing, isn't it? Isn't that part of the challenge?
It is, and to be honest, I'm finding that easier as it goes along. I can look back now and see some of the longer term trades. I'd never want them to go from 1 month into another, and you'd want to come out at the end of the month. Yeah. And now, now I'm more of the mindset that that's the target, that's where we got in, that's where we were expecting it to go, and if it takes 2 days or 2 months or 3 months, then let's let it get there. Yeah,
don't allow your own beliefs about your own P&L and what you want to do and have banked get in the way.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your on the move. So you're moving to French France, aren't you?
We're moving to French France, yes.
Yeah, very nice too. So again, part of that whole lifestyle thing that you can do with trading. You can be anywhere and trade from anywhere, really.
That was a big part of it, to be honest. I mean, So I started looking around for something I could do that would allow us to move. And obviously, moving the manufacturing company we bought 5 years ago wasn't really viable because it's very entrenched into the UK. So the reason we sold it to someone in the UK. The other business was based in and around Europe, but to be honest, after 10 years, I think I'd probably had enough of it and wanted something different. I think at the point where you don't enjoy the day, it's time to do something different.
Yeah.
Because as I said, if I'm interested in something, then I will put my all into it. Whereas I feel if I'm not interested anymore, then my input into it is going to slide.
So with the decision to move to France, that's purely a lifestyle decision.
Purely
You haven't
lifestyle.
got family out there,
No.
right? Okay, it's just that you wanted to go out there for a different pace of life, I guess, as well. As much as
Different
anything.
pace of life, near the beach.
Yeah, nice place to bring up the kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they're 3 and 5.
3 and 5.
So a nice
Well,
young
five,
age.
5 very soon. So 3 and 4 right now.
Right. Okay.
So so it was the right time for us to move because they're pre-French school age, so they have time to
Yeah.
integrate in and learn the language, etc., and get into it. Yeah, it came from an early age. I've always been interested in medieval history, so did a lot of time in France looking at castles and what
Yeah.
have you, and just fell in love with that whole
Yeah.
the whole.
So Escape to the Chateau, we'll be watching out for you on it. Andrew, sadly we're up and we're out of
Okay.
time already. So thanks ever so much for coming on. And that's the end of that. My name's Charlie Burton. Trade safely out there.